here. How weird is it to be back in a different uniform?
It's definitely different. Just being on this side of the clubhouse, not knowing my way around the park is actually pretty weird. You know, always being over there. It's definitely a different scenario for me. Happy to be back, happy to get to see the guys and get to catch up with everybody.
Who'd you catch up with?
So far, actually the only person I've seen is Juice. So I to get a haircut from him, but I'm going to see the guys at VP and get to catch up and talk it all over.
What did your Marlin years mean to you? I know you had a split, but you were drafted by them in 2010, JT, and obviously grew up here, got them, and then got to the big leagues here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Marlins, the whole organization means a lot to me. I mean, they took me in as an 18, 19-year-old kid, and it brought me to the big leagues. So I have a lot for this organization, a lot of feelings for them. They mean a lot to me. Just the people over there that I got to grow with throughout the years and know. This organization definitely holds a special place in my heart.
You recognize the park? It's got a little different look.
This is actually my first time walking outside, okay. So seeing that is definitely different. I mean, I think it looks great. A lot better than the sculpture they had out there.
You're allowed to talk about the sculpture now, right?
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I mean, it was cool. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I like that a little bit better out there, though.
JT, what's it like to play somewhere else, like at home, you know? This place is known for small crowds. What's it like to have that atmosphere every day?
I mean, it's definitely different for me. It's fun. Just the adrenaline rush you get with a crowd like that. Philly fans are very passionate people. So it's fun for me to get to experience that. It's a little different than here in Miami. It's a little more laid back. Still good people, good fans, you know, but just not as intense about the baseball part of it, which in Philly can be a good and a bad thing. I mean, if you're not doing well, they're going to let you know it. So that's also been a little different for me, but overall it's been a good experience so far.
JT, the challenge to come in and really get to know a pitching staff, like really get their in-game experience, just what's that been like for you?
It's been tough. I mean, they've made it as easy as they can on me over here in that aspect, but it's still something you have to grow with the guys, you know, in the game. You can't even really get the feel of it in spring training. It's like it's game action that you need, and you have to get those reps in. And it's a growing process, and I feel like we're coming along nicely, but we still have places we can improve and ways I can get to know the guys better, so we're still working on that.
You touched on if you're doing well, the fans will love you. If you're not, they'll let you know. How different is that? I know you guys always say you put pressure on yourselves, the most pressure, but it's a little more pressure, isn't it?
I don't necessarily see it that way. I mean, I don't think it's more pressure. Like I mentioned, we put more pressure on ourselves than anybody could, you know, so it's just a little tough to hear boos out there sometimes. That's never fun, but you really kind of brush it aside and don't listen to it too much.
How long did it take you to get adjusted to the change, JT, in terms of going somewhere new, a different culture, different philosophy on things? How long did it take to get it going?
I mean, I'm still adjusting. I feel like in game, I mean, you make adjustments as things come, so it hasn't been too tough on me. They made it extremely easy on me over here, just with the way they embraced me and kind of brought me along and helped me out with certain things. So I'm still learning new things day by day with this organization, but it hasn't been too tough a process.
What do you know about the Marlins' young pitching staff? You know, you caught many of them. You know, their situation, what they're trying to do. What kind of stands out about the young guys? And
just the arms they have over there. I mean, we've seen it coming for years. I mean, they've got a great staff over there in the pen. They've got really good starters, a lot of young arms, good stuff. Not really that excited to face them, to be honest with you. I mean, they got good guys over there, so it'll be a fun challenge for us as a team. But for me, knowing those guys personally, it'll be a little more exciting for me for sure.
Have you kept in touch a lot with Andy or a lot of the guys? Or,
yeah, I mean, I've kept in touch with quite a few of the guys. Just small talk here and there. I'm looking forward to actually getting to see them in person and kind of embrace them and just catch up, you know.
JT, what do you think it'll be like when you step up to the plate for the first time on night?
Probably just another at bat, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't expect too much out there. For me, it's just another game, another at bat.
Is there one pitcher in Philly that, as you get to know the whole staff, and you knew them facing them, but is there something that you've learned since being in Philly, maybe about one or two guys that really impresses you?
I mean, they're all impressive, but for me, one guy that stuck out has been Eflin. You guys will see him tomorrow. I mean, he's just been extremely consistent for us. And facing him, I always knew he had really good stuff, but actually getting to catch him and work with him, just knowing his approach and the things he can do on the mound, he's been really impressive so far.
Is there an advantage to the catcher or the pitcher necessarily, you know, in this matchup where you're going against guys that you caught, you know, since almost their infancy here?
In my opinion, the advantage is always with the pitcher, but I mean, for me, I guess I wouldn't say it's definitely not easier by any means, but just knowing the guys, knowing what they have, knowing their stuff, I've never seen it from the box, so I'm not sure how different it'll look, but I at least know what they have, and I kind of know where their confidence is.
How they think.
Not that that's necessarily going to help me in the box, but I know what they have at least.
Right. Ask you after the series.
Yeah, ask me after the series. We'll see how that goes.
JT, you went real close with the haircut. Did Juice do that to you on purpose, or you asked for that?
No, I asked for it. I like to cut it real close because then I don't have to come back for a long time. I'm pretty lazy with my hair.
What was your feeling when Bryce Harper said he was your favorite player?
I mean, I didn't really have too much feelings about it. I feel like it's a great compliment, but I feel like there's a mutual respect between us. I mean, we've been playing against each other for a long time, so just the way he plays the game and the way I try to play the game, there's a mutual feeling there that we like the way each other play. So it's definitely a compliment, and I appreciate that. But he's a great player, so it's the same feeling for me to him. I mean, he plays the game the right way. It's fun to watch.
It seems like it goes back a little bit. Remember the All-Star game when he was putting the cap on you, messing around, like he was on another team then, or you were here.
Yeah, I mean, he started whispering in my ear even a couple of years ago about coming to the Nationals, so like I mentioned, we just always kind of had that mutual respect for each other.
Did you do that after you got traded? Were you whispering to him?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, absolutely. I had a pretty good feeling he was going to come play with us.
Are you settled in baseball-wise? Are you comfortable, at the clubhouse and surroundings, everything, or does that take a little while as well?
No, I mean, I was pretty comfortable right from the get-go. I mean, like I mentioned before, they made it very easy on me to change of teams and getting to know a new staff and a new clubhouse. We have a good group of guys here that get along really well, so it was really a pretty smooth transition for me.
It's been, only a couple of months in this uniform, but since so many players who are a year or 2 years or even more away from free agency have been doing it, I was wondering if you thought at all about an extension, if that's anything that's come up or that you've talked about.
No, not for me right now. I'm focused on the season, and that's pretty much where my focus is right now.
Do you think Philly, what you've seen of it so far, and the team, the organization, city, it would all line up as a place maybe you would be willing to sign an extension someday?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love the city so far. I love the team. The organization's been great to me. Definitely something I can see in the future.
What's your take on all those guys signing these extensions?
I mean, whatever's good for them and their family. I mean, I think it's great for anybody. If it works for them, I have no problem with it.
Has there been any conversations on that between you and your agent? And the team, I mean?
Marlins have been kind of a team so far this year that's struggled offensively. Have you had a chance to kind of see any of that from any tape studying, or does anything stand out in what you've seen so far from the team from that standpoint?
I mean, just like you mentioned, they're struggling to score runs. Everybody goes through that at some point in the season. Obviously, this is a pretty tough part to score runs in, so that probably has a little to do with it. Also, they run into some tough staffs, but for me, they're still a really good hit ball club. I mean, they got a lot of guys that put the ball in play over there. Not necessarily as much pop in the lineup as some other teams have, but they play small ball really well. They put the ball in play. They take their walks. So we're going to have our work cut out for us this weekend.